happy. It's like a dirty little weapon, and it sounds amazing. It's hot. Guys, what's up? It is a beautiful Sunday morning here in Auckland, New Zealand, and I am on an MT10. I went to Cycle Spot because I've been thinking about new bikes and stuff like that, new season coming, and I wanted to test ride the MT10 SP, like the new one. Even though I'm really not a fan of the front of it, I think I can like modify it to suit my taste a little bit more. And I've never been on an MT10. I've never ridden any MT10 at all. I've only ridden an MT09 and I've ridden an R1. This is a used one that they had. It's a 2021 model. It's not an SP, so it doesn't have the Olins and all that, but it does have a tune and a Scorpion exhaust. Looks like it's a full exhaust. You know, it's a well-used bike. It's got like 20,000 Ks on it, but it's still pretty tidy, and they're selling it for like 18,000 New Zealand. This is my first ride impressions. I've just bought it around the corner. Cycle Spot's just down the road, just to get away from the crowd so I can talk to you guys without feeling awkward because I'm a weirdo. And yeah, I'm just gonna jump on it, give you guys my first impressions, let you know what I think. Obviously I know the new one is going to be a little bit different and a bit more refined and stuff like this. I don't think this one has a auto blipper, but it has a quick shifter. But yeah, the first thing I notice just riding it to this car park is the seat is hard as shit and real slippery. Let's just start it up and go for a ride. It sounds fucking nice. It sounds real nice. Love the sound of it. Alright. I'm trying something new out on this one. So I've got all my normal settings, but I've turned stabilization off because, I don't know, I just want to see what it looks like. You guys give me some feedback in the comments if you feel like it. It's really nice to handle in low speed stuff. I noticed that straight away, like just going around car parks and like just chugging along at really low speeds. Really nice and easy to handle. Pretty good turning circle. The quick shifter is real nice. Just doesn't have that auto blipper, which I don't mind actually. I kind of like downshifting manually. Of like, it's easy to downshift, like it blips around. It's quite responsive. It could be because of the tune, I don't know. I don't even know what tune it has, but I just know it's had the full exhaust and the tune to match. So it sounds remarkably similar to my V4 TUONO. Riding position is really nice. A little bit more upright than my TUONO was. I'm going to compare it a lot to the TUONO because it's kind of the obvious choice. It's an R1, I believe it's an R1 engine, but it's been like detuned and some of the internals are different, so I think it makes around 150, 160 horsepower or something. I don't really care, honestly. It's way more power than anybody needs, so I'm fine with that. I just, yeah, definitely would like the modern dash and all that kind of shit from the new one. Really nice getting into neutral. Real smooth engine, like no vibrations or anything like that. I guess that comes from being an inline 4. I'm 6'1" and I've got both feet flat on the ground with a little bit of a bend in my leg. So really approachable. Handlebars feel a little bit narrow. I don't know if that's just me. Maybe because I'm just jumped off my 1290 KTM Adventure. This one's obviously not fly-by-wire either, so you got cable throttle and stuff like that. Whereas I believe the new one is fly-by-wire. And I've also got it in rider mode 2. I'll try it in 1 at some point. I might put the traction control down. No, I can't yet. I've got to stop. I love how it sounds. It sounds really, really good. It's so smooth. Such a smooth engine. I did ride that R1, like I said, which, you know, has it's pretty much the same motor, but it was way more aggressively tuned. It's really, really happy. Way torquier than any inline 4 that I've tried as well, obviously because it's cross plane. And I haven't tried the S1000 RR, so I can't judge, but oh, it sounds good. I'm not super surprised by how smooth it is. I knew it would be smooth, but it's very smooth. Like Triumph Street Triple smooth, which says a lot if you've seen my Street Triple videos. Oh, man. She's fast, alright. Let's be careful, but see how it handles. It's funny. I'm pretty sure my KTM Avenger has more horsepower than this, but this is way faster. And it's obviously, you know, it's just a perfect example that horsepower isn't everything. You know, you've got to take into account weight, gearing, all that kind of shit, wheel size, and these roads are quite greasy. That's the traction control kicking in. Not letting the front wheel come up. It's obviously oh fucking hell, this thing's fun. Fuck yeah. Guys, honestly, if I'm going to get a Super Naked again, I think I'm going to have to get one of these, but the new one. I should have turned the traction control off, but yeah, it definitely won't let me wheelie. You see, it just brings the front wheel back down. It's not real harsh or anything. And this is an old one. This is a well-used 2021 non-SP version. I'm loving it. Loving it. Has it got cruise? Oh, it does have cruise control as well. Oh, you probably have to be in third or something. Fourth? Oh, there we go. You have to be in fourth to have cruise control. Well, this was a fun first ride, I have to say. Other impressions, summing it up, definitely SP version, 100%. There's a really nice one on Trade Me at the moment, which is like New Zealand's eBay, I guess. Down in Wellington, it's pretty cheap. I might consider that. It's this model, like I said, but the very last one of this model in the SP version has like exhaust and everything like that already, which is pretty appealing. I don't want to have to spend money on a bike again. Not the big main things anyway. Very comfortable, very easy to ride, real quick, very wheelie happy, very wheelie happy. Love the sound, really easy to handle and stable as well. It feels to me, I mean, it's been quite a few months since I've ridden a Street Fighter, but this feels more stable than the Street Fighter, which I didn't expect because it has a shorter wheelbase. Well, actually, I don't know if it has a shorter wheelbase, but it generally has a shorter wheelbase compared to most bikes. But I do remember the Street Fighter feeling a little bit twitchy. Just an observation. Yeah. You got everything you need. Obviously the new one has more stuff, like everything I need pretty much. Fly-by-wire, better display. I think if I think like I said guys, if I end up getting another Super Sports, it's going to be this one. I can say I didn't expect to like it this much, especially an older model. It's like being used hard out, almost 24,000 Ks on it. The heat's not bad either. I haven't noticed, and just when I was sitting there, I was sitting at that light for a while, and I just kind of started to notice a little bit of heat, like on my left leg, but nothing really. Way cooler than my TUONO, and way cooler than a Street Fighter. And you know, the other thing that attracts me to the Yamaha is the maintenance and the reliability. Like the CP4 engine is just such a beast. It's been around for ages in its various different forms. You know, maintaining it yourself is really easy. There's no like crazy services you have to do. I feel like this bike is like the unsung hero of super nakeds, you know what I mean? Understated, well, not looks wise, but you know, they haven't gone all out with as much power as you can get. They've just made a real solid, epic motorcycle. And I just love that. Kind of like the GSXR1000, you know? Just an epic all-round bike that's affordable, but still kind of basic bitch. I think that's how we can sum up this bike. So, value proposition is very, very high. It's like a dirty little weapon. And it sounds amazing. It's hot. Let's try traction mode 2. I don't want to die. Not today. Mind you, I did ride that R1 on traction mode 1 and it was fine. Well, fine as can be. Interesting. Hopefully the wind's not too bad, but motorway riding is fine. Obviously getting, man, you can really go down here. This is a great engine, honestly. Even at 6th gear, at like 4,000 RPM, it still just chugs along. It's got to be the best inline 4 engine you can get, surely. Very stable on the highway. It's really windy today as well, and I'm feeling really comfortable. I feel like I could ride this for hours and hours and hours, apart from the really hard seat. And obviously I'm just getting blasted with wind everywhere, but I'm not getting any head bobbling because it's clean air. So you're kind of not too worried about it really, but just super smooth. Try the cruise control again. Yeah, nice. Up and down. I don't think it doesn't tell you what it's set to, it just kind of changes it. Really easy to find neutral. That's nice. Never missed it or skipped it or anything like that. I think traction control 2 and mode 2 is the way to go for sure. Red line's at 12,000 RPM. Looks like it maxes out at like 13,000. Beauty. quick shift is smooth. The brakes are kind of like meh, they're alright, they do the job. Just have to squeeze them a bit harder, I guess. And the feel isn't amazing, but I think I'm pretty sure the SP has better brakes, surely. But anyway, that was fun, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't too long. Little side video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, I guess. Thanks again to CycleSpot. These guys are pretty good with letting people ride stuff. Although I have bought quite a few bikes from them. So there is that. And I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.